Ben, another tough day.
Yeah, I think coming into this morning, we knew that we were going to have to graft quite hard. There's no two ways about it. They're a class side, and we knew it was going to be tough. But I think the way that everyone's gone about their business, even though it was a tough first session this morning, to have a deficit of 77, I think it showed that we all came together as one and ultimately did the business out there. And hopefully tomorrow morning early we can make a few more inroads and set up a good competition for them later on.
Tough morning, only got one wicket before lunch, but then after lunch it was almost as though you got together at lunchtime and said, we've got to really get stuck in the afternoon, and that was a really good session.
Yeah, no, it was. We did have a debrief at lunch, and not to go into too much detail, but Richo did sort of say that it didn't really seem like we actually showed up that session. So I think the boys put that to right, and I think them being 6 down at tea, taking 5 in that session, it was a very good session for the boys, and to mop it up at the end as well, take another 4. I know it wasn't the ideal end to the day, but we're happy as a team that we fought back and we put in a good shift.
From your own point of view, that's your best figures for Worcestershire. Obviously you're rewarded for accuracy, really. I thought Tom Taylor as well. You two kind of did exactly what they did yesterday. Was that the plan, really?
I guess so. I think the thing with New Road as well, we know what we're going to get. I feel like even though yes we have changed to a Kookaburra ball this week, I feel like there's still rewards there for when you get in the right areas. Tommy this year, Waity, Duff, they've been exceptional, and we've been really persistent on that line and length, and we have reaped the rewards. Fortunately for me today, it went my way. But I think at New Road, I think there's enough there for all bowlers in all departments.
Could see how much it meant to you to get that 5th one. Best performance for Worcestershire. Not been a bad week for the Allison family.
No, yeah. Charlie got 100 yesterday. I shot him a message last night. He batted lovely by the looks of it. Unfortunately, gave it away 3 balls at the end. But yeah, it's been a good week for the Allison house. I'm sure Mum and Dad are very proud back home.
You've said about the lead being only 77, which was a pretty good effort, really. That said, you've then, got off to the worst possible start, really, in terms of batting second time around. Are we seeing a lack of confidence from the top order, given what's happened here before this season?
I don't know if it's a lack of confidence. I think, as I said before and alluded to, I think it is doing stuff out in the middle, and that's in plain sight for both viewers back home and the crowd here and us in the change room as well. Look, and sometimes you are going to get a good ball and it has got your name on it, but I think even if it doesn't go the way of the batters sometimes, I think one thing that we can definitely pride ourselves on is the fact that we do bat down to 11. So hopefully, as I said, tomorrow we can come back and hopefully create a lead and put some pressure on these boys.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I think it was 12 years ago on this ground, Worcestershire beat Surrey from a much worse position than this. So
I didn't know that.
It has been done in the past. There'll be people who are here today who would remember that. You went out there as night watchman at the end, and so you've had a good look at it, and you managed to stay until the end of the day. Have you just got to try and put the pitch out of your mind and just concentrate on the next ball and just respond to what comes down?
Yeah, 100%.
Is that what it's all about?
100%. I think it's every single ball you're facing. It's next switch on next ball. What's been has gone. You can only sort of look ahead. And definitely, as you just said, I think it is just an attitude of next ball now, and that ball is still hard. It will do something off the pitch inevitably, but hopefully being there for 5, 10, 15 overs, that ball will eventually get softer and hopefully it'll become easy to bat on.
So if you can get 100 ahead tomorrow, maybe 120, you'll believe that there's a chance?
I think we're going to have to believe, no matter what the score is. I think if we can somehow manage to get to a lead of 150, I think that'd be great, and I think there will be real pressure on them. Don't get me wrong, they've still got a very, very good, talented batting lineup. But it's a funny game, cricket, and as you just said, I think this club's been in a worse position against these guys before, so you never know what may happen.
Well played, Ben. As ever, thanks for your time.
No worries.
This is Mike the Plasterer. He needs a trusted supplier for his materials and tools. Mike needs Profile Store. With an easy-to-use website, you can check stock online, order it and collect it within the hour. Profile Store offer free delivery over £125 and fast overnight shipping. With over 2,000 products in stock, they're sure to have what you need. So get yourself down to the trade counter in Kidderminster today. Get the job done with profilestore.co.uk.